Welcome traders. Today we will be going over TradeDay, a trader funding company. This is a prop firm for futures trading. We will go over TradeDay's advantages. I will give you guys an honest review, the benefits and the downsides, because there's also benefits and downsides to TradeDay. We'll go through their payout policy, their activation fees, if you can use Tradeday or not, end of day drawdown, and the evaluation rules and the payout structure, everything you need to know to get funded with TradeDay and to make the decision if you should even get funded with them or someone else. On my channel, there is no fluff, no BS, no guru jargon, just straight up value for you guys. With that being said, I'm not going to waste your time with a long intro. I'm going to jump straight into it. What are TradeDay's advantages? For one, no limitation payouts. You can get your payout when you want, how you want. There is no threshold. There is no anything. You can just straight up ask for your profits when you want them. There is no activation fee, which is cool because if you're anything like me, I went through a period of time where it was super easy for me to pass evaluations, but then I would blow the funded accounts. This saves you quite a bit of money in the end. I really like that they offer Tradeday, which then means you can trade with TradingView, and that means you can trade from your phone if you like. Their drawdown is end of day drawdown, which I really like that. And for me personally, it's not such a big deal because I've came to mastering the trailing drawdown through a lot of accounts being blown up. Let's get into the meat of it now. What are the evaluation rules? Let's figure out what TradeDay's objectives are, what the rules are, and how you can get funded with them. This is the TradeDay dashboard here. Here are the objectives. Objective 1, trade for a minimum of 10 trading days. If you reach a profit target early, keep trading. We want to see 10-day track record. I don't like how TradeDay has this set up. There is no upper time limit, but we need to see 10 days worth of trading data. I get why they have this for the people that want to trade real live money because they are putting their own capital up. But the difference between TradeDay and the rest of the companies is they do not want to see you sit in the funding zone scalping one lot micros waiting to pass. In other companies, if I pass early, I simply put on a micro, take it off 3 seconds later, and it counts as a trading day, but they're not allowing this. That is definitely a downside. Objective 2, reach the profit target in the trading account. This is your total net profits over the life of the account. For a 50K account, that is 2,500. Let's check out the rest of their accounts. With a 25K account, it is 1,500. 50K is 2,500. 100K is 5,000. The profit target with 150K is 7,500 and 250K is 12,000. Their ratios are right, like the drawdown to profit target ratios, but it is a lot less drawdown. 2,000 is definitely a lot less drawdown. Objective 3, be consistent in your profitability. No day can be greater than 30% of your total profits. I don't like this rule. I definitely don't like that they're making it 30% instead of 50%. I understand why they do it. I just personally don't like the rule. And I'll explain why. Because the first time I took a trade day evaluation, I actually had a really good trading day and I made quite a bit over the 30%. So let's say you're only allowed to make 750, which that's what it would be of a 50K account, profit target of 2,500, it'd be $750. Let's say you make 800, which is 40%. You now have to make 2,667 in profits total, or else the objective won't be reached. And you'll just have to keep doing that until you reach it. That's why I don't like it. It makes it a pain in the ass, and it's just not conducive to my trading style. But if they're not going to let you put on a micro and take it off, you might as well just chill out and make 500 bucks a day or less than that. Actually go with 250 a day and just take 10 days. It's going to take 10 days no matter what. So you might as well do it like that. Okay. Do not hit or exceed the maximum trailing drawdown. Let's go over that. So their maximum trailing drawdown, they call it something different. They call it TMD, and it's just a end of day drawdown. It's the max trailing drawdown is how they would say, but it's end of day trailing drawdown. It works like this way. Anytime your account balance reaches a new high at the end of the trading day, it's going to ratchet up. And then when you're in drawdown, it stays the same. You go into profit, it moves up. And then in the live account, it stops trailing you once it hits your starting balance. That's pretty standard. This is all standard with how it works in the industry. All right. In the live account, it is a little bit different. And this is one of the reasons that their funded live account sucks and why you don't want to do it. This is just another reason. We'll go into it deeper once we get into the differences of that, but you can only lose 80% of your trailing drawdown amount in any single day. So they say it's a 20-20 rule, so meaning you can't lose more than 80%, but we'll go into more examples of that. Okay, only trade permitted times. This is just basically the same thing that every company has. You have to close your trades 10 minutes before the closing bell. Only trade the permitted products by trade day. Their list is a little bit slimmer than the rest, but it is still plenty enough products. I think you should only trade the E-minis, micros, and regular contracts, the E-minis and the micros of yes and NASDAQ. I think that's all you need, but they have FX pairs, they have bonds, energies, and metals, and then agricultural products as well. They don't offer the micro Bitcoin like some of the other companies do. All right. And then you will pass the evaluation when you have achieved all three of these without breaking a rule. And then you can obviously pay for a reset if you would like. And then what platforms can you use? This is one of the reasons I like them. They offer Tradeday, Ninja Trader, TradingView, Jigsaw. Then I'm assuming if they offer Ninja Trader, they're offering Rhythmic, and then you can use any kind of platform that connects to Rhythmic. And then their commissions are in line. They're $2.29 per lot, which is about $4.58 per round turn, which that's in line with everybody else. Okay, what is the difference between their funded sim account and their funded live account? Their funded sim, which is pretty much how every other prop firm works, you're placed in a simulation account and paid the simulated profits you make. But before we go on, you need to know that this is the better option. And you'll see why after I go through everything. In the funded sim account, you don't have to pay for market data, which in the funded live account, you're going to be required to. That's $150 a month, no matter what, every single month. And there is no upside really to being placed in a funded live account. Like you still get paid out with the funded sim. So what's it matter? You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's go through the difference here. You're placed in a simulation account and paid. After receiving your paperwork, you will have it ready and set up to trade within 12 hours. There is no professional market data fee. There is no 22-20 risk management rule. You can use your trading platform and your trade day evaluation dashboard to track your progress. In the funded live account, you're placed in the live markets with their capital. It usually takes up to 5 days to get the account set up with a broker. You're required to pay a professional market fee of $122 every month. You're subjected to the 2020 risk rule for funded traders. You can only track your progress in the Tradeday trading platform. You can only trade with Tradeday. So there is no upside to going the funded live route. Some companies have a few like better payout structure, blah, blah, blah. But that is not the case with Tradeday because both accounts have the same payout policy. You get 100% of the first 10,000 you make and 90% thereafter. Both accounts are subject to the same funded rules except for 2020, the 2020 rule. But with Tradeday, you still get the no restrictions, no requirements for withdrawals, meaning from day one, you can start withdrawing money. There is no threshold. There is none of that shit. But at Tradeday, you can choose the funded sim account, but once you earn up to $5,000 in profits, they will move your balance to a funded live account. I don't like that. Personally, I don't want to be in the funded live account because I don't want to have to pay the extra money. Yeah, I guess it's good to get the first 5 grand and then maybe you can just see how it goes. You can take payouts at any time along the way. We will transfer the remaining balance after payouts. Note that any profits in excess of 5,000 in the funded sim account will be excluded from payouts for the transfer to the funded live account. So if you like, let's say you start in the funded sim account and you make 7 grand that first day, you can withdraw the 5, but the other 2K will be chopped up to the game. Just note that you can't stay in the funded sim forever. So I definitely think Trade Day is a viable option for funding. I think it's worth giving them a try when they have a discount that's running. They have their upsides and they have their downsides, just like any other prop firm. I think they definitely are in the top 5 of all prop firms for futures, but do I think they're number 1? Probably not, no. Just because I don't like that they're forcing you into a live account after $5,000 profit. I think if they left that option open, they could easily be in the top 3, but because of that, it puts them a little bit lower. I have a website that I update every single time there's a new discount. It's verified funding companies. If you click here, it'll take you to my discount page. These companies on here, I have verified myself. They're all legit. You can sign up for my newsletter and get tips and tricks on how to pass evaluations and stay funded because that's the hard part. Delivered to your email twice a week. Here are the companies and discounts of the companies that I think are in the top 5. Blue Knox, 80% off sale if you use the code King80. This is valid all of October. Blue Knox is a great company because they're lower priced. Let's say you wanted to get funded and you're still in the phase of failing evaluations, which every trader goes through. You can get an evaluation for a 50K account right now for only $30 instead of the 100 that you're going to pay with other companies, which will take the stress off of you and allow you to relax and you're more likely to pass. Apex Trader Funding, 71% off. Same reason with Apex Trader Funding. These are both what you would consider the discount funding. Even though they're still great options, their payout structures are not quite as good as the trade days or take profits, but they still pay out. That's a fact. Here is my last payout from Blue Knox, $7,482, as you can see there. So they definitely pay out and they're legit, is a viable option. And then Apex Trader Funding paid out over $8 million in September alone to traders. So a lot of people use Apex and have a lot of success with them. They're cheaper as well. And then Take Profit probably has the best discount right now, considering you get 40% off of all accounts. There's no activation fee. You keep all the profits you make in October. And they're the company that has a really good payout structure like Trade Day. Top Step Trader, a great company. I'm sure you've heard of them. Right now, you can get a 50K for only $49. So if you're interested in getting funded with Trade Day after watching this video, you can use the code KING